Why did Christ use the term heart of the earth in Matthew 12, verse 40? Christ said, just as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the whale, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. Christ could have said 3 days and 3 nights in the tomb instead of the heart of the earth. Why didn't he? The tomb is a term that deals with a very particular thing, whereas the heart of the earth is a much more general sort of term. This term, the tomb, limits you to just one place. But the other term, heart of the earth, is broad enough and vague enough. It allows you to use it to cover more than one location. Christ needed to use just such an umbrella term, for he spent only 2 nights in the tomb, Friday night and Saturday night, but he wanted to speak of 3 nights so that there would be a parallel to the 3 days and 3 nights that Jonah spent in the belly of the whale. To turn the 2 nights in the tomb into 3 nights, Christ needed to add Thursday night, which he spent in the dungeon in the basement of the house of the high priest. That's Luke 22, verse 54. You see, the priest served as a judge, and he would hold court, and he would decide trials. And so defendants needed to be held in holding cells until their case was heard. And that's why there were jail cells in the basement of the house of the high priest. Since that basement cell was far below the surface of the ground, it paralleled the tomb, which in a way was also below the surface of the ground. By using a broad general term like, quote, the heart of the earth, Christ was able to include 2 separate locations under one heading. Why do I know about these jail cells that have survived to this day? The house that was over the jail cells was destroyed during the Roman-Jewish War, but the jail cells, because they're subterranean, the Romans did not bother to try to destroy them. In 1973, I was part of a tour group going to the Holy Land, and the jail cells were on our itinerary. Now, a lot of Christian tour groups don't bother to visit the jail cells. Maybe that's because they don't care. about the suffering that Christ went through on Thursday night. I never cease to be amazed at pastors and so-called teachers. As soon as they read Matthew 12, verse 40, they automatically convert the heart of the earth to the tomb. They convert the 3 nights in the heart of the earth to 3 nights in the tomb. But Christ did not say he would spend 3 nights in the tomb. These people never consider, even for just a moment, the possibility that Christ had a perfectly serious, legitimate reason for using the term heart of the earth instead of the tomb. Some so-called teachers go so far as to abandon church tradition about Good Friday being the day of the crucifixion. Imagine a bull in a china shop causing bowls and cups and saucers, all kinds of things to be destroyed. That bull, even though he's caused tremendous havoc, he is relatively civilized compared to the teachers that are savage enough to abandon church tradition. That brute beast is better, more civilized than the savages that would throw out sacred church tradition just so they can put Christ in the tomb for 3 nights. Such people, or should I say, such creatures, should not be allowed anywhere near a pulpit. Christ said, "Don't cast your pearls before swine. Don't give that which is holy unto dogs, lest they trample them underfoot, and then come and rend you." Matthew 7, verse 6. The way that otherwise intelligent pastors and teachers in seminaries mistreat Holy Scripture, like Matthew 12, verse 40, confirms that some men are close to being swine and dogs in their mindless zeal to abandon sacred church tradition. They are ready to move the crucifixion to Thursday or even Wednesday. Fortunately, there is one consolation. These church leaders are not government officials. There are already too many crazy government bureaucrats. We don't need any more of them.